Hello, welcome. Hi, friends. I see a few of you in the comments. Thank you for being here today. How's everybody doing? Did you have a good weekend? Hello, Polly and Gail and Lee. Hello, friend. And Kay. Thank you for being here today. I am going to try to make this a regular scheduled thing on Mondays at 1 p.m. so that you can know that it's coming 1 p.m. Eastern and have it on your calendar to tune in. So thank you for finding me today. So for today, hi Sharon, hi Betty. For today, I thought I would do some rain themed cards. I have some images that I had colored, and I'm going to do some foiling today because I wanted to tell you guys that we today launched. Let me just pull this up and show you our next virtual event, which is going to be me and Michelle teaching foiling. So if you're a seasoned foiling expert, you will still have fun in this. We're just going to make a bunch of foiled cards together. And there's going to be a really jam-packed, awesome kit with it. So I hope you'll join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's on a Saturday in July, July 11th. And registration is open for that. All right, go back to me here. Hi, I see more of you joining. Hi, Wendy and Holly. I forgot to make my camera not go in and out, so I apologize for that. Hi, Judy. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Okay, so let me go ahead to my overhead camera and I'll start showing you what I plan to work with today. So I have some images that I already colored that are from this Showering You set, which I think is super cute. It is kind of an April showers bring May flowers situation, right? And since we're still in April for a couple more days, I thought I'd pull that out and use it. These are the images that I colored. I think they're super, super cute. I love these little chubby bees in the set are especially cute. And I just colored these with my Olo markers. Sometimes I can do some coloring on these lives as well if you want to see that, but I had these already ready to go from a while ago, so I thought I would turn them into a card. And then I thought I would use these foilables, which are the raindrops, since we're having umbrellas in here. I guess that's mostly to go with the umbrella image, not necessarily the other. Well, the rain boots too, I suppose. So I pulled out some foils, some foils that kind of go with what I had colored. So I might just foil a whole bunch of panels and then see where it goes from there. So that is my plan for this live. How many of you have foiled before? Is it new to anybody, or are you all foiling experts? I just think it's so much fun. So this is the kind of foiling that is with the Mink machine or similar machine, and it's toner based foiling. So let me pull out my Mink here. Sorry for all the bumping around there. And I do need to plug it in. I didn't realize it wasn't plugged in. Sorry about that, but it's just right here. I'll get this going. I think foiling is one of the super fun ways to add some pretty sparkle and shine to your cards, and it's so easy and so fun. There we go. Sorry about that. Totally forgot. Hi, Meg. Hello, hello. Um, so, uh, so yeah, the glimmer is a total different thing. I think you know that, Kay, but just to make sure everybody knows, this is the toner-based foiling that you do with this kind of machine. The other kind of foiling that you can do is hot foiling, which is with like the glimmer from Spellbinders, and you use the metal plates. Also a fabulous way to add foil to your cards, but this is what we have at Pink and Main, and it's super, super fun and easy. So I'm going to just turn on my machine here on the back, and then I'm going to put it on 3. And sorry, this is so in tight. I can't like zoom in and out on my camera, but I think it'll work. You'll be able to see it going through right through the center. There is a slit in the center of the machine where you put your foiled panel with the foil, your toner panel with the foil in a plastic carrier sleeve and send it through. So we're going to wait until our light is green. Right now it's red flashing, and then it'll be ready to go. So while that is heating up, let me go ahead and first I'm going to just kind of give my desk a wipe because I have been using a lot of glitter and different things. I don't want to have that introduced into my foil if I can help it. So I'm just going to go in and cut some of these pieces of foil. So at Pink and Main, there are probably over like 100 now different foils that you can choose from. And this is how I store my foil. I put a little square on the end of it using a toner sheet that you can just foil and make a square. And then I put them on my shelf with that out so I can tell what foil is what. Let me just go back to my face camera real quick here. You can see right, I always have trouble where to point. Oh, there we go. That is my foil on my shelf. So you can kind of see that there's all those shiny ends. And that's how I share my foil. So, or store my foil. Makes it really easy to see what's what. Um, Yes, it is kind of like when you do heat embossing and you see when you do the peel and reveal of the foil. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a little panel of this. It comes on a roll that's 25 feet long, so you have so much foil to play with when you get a roll of foil. And this one is called Waterfall Teal. So I like how it has kind of the fun striations or whatever in there. Really fun. And I'll do one and then I'll cut out some more. So where is my foil? Here it is. Hi, Linda. Hello, hello. So in a pack, so this is the Raindrops Foilables panels. It comes with both, this one in particular comes with both the positive and the negative. It comes with 4 of each. I already used one of these, but so you can see anything that's black on here is what the foil is going to stick to. That's what the toner is. So on this one, it's going to be the raindrops that are foiled. And on this one, it's going to be the background that is foiled. I'll do one with the background, and then I'll show you how to take that background and make it the negative with the toner panel. We'll do that in a minute. So when I do this, I like to go ahead and brush it off just to make sure there's not any dust. I don't always care to do that. Sometimes if if I end up with a little mark that's a place to put a message or an embellishment or something, I don't worry too much about it. But we do have this cute little foil dusting brush at Pink and Main, which I love, makes me happy because it has a cute pink end and beads in it and it's cute. Then I'll brush off my foil as well. Oops. Put that down. And then I have a little, oops, where's my small one? Here it is. The carrier sleeves, they come in 2 different sizes, either a small kind of 6x6 and then a long one. I usually use the small if I'm using a panel, but the longer one's nice when you use one of our foilable sheets, which is a full 8.5 by 5.5 panel of foiling of toner that you can foil. So I like to have both sizes, and we do sell a replacement pack that has both sizes in it if you're ever in need of those. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put it through my Mink. I'm kind of lining it up so that it's centered between the opening, and then just trying to put it in as straight as possible, because if it goes in crooked, you could end up with a little jam, and we don't want that to happen, right? I didn't talk through. I put it through with the pretty side of the foil down and the pretty side of my panel down. If you think about it, you want that foil on top of the image once it goes through. So if you had your foilable panel right side up, you'd put your foil right side up because you want that pretty side of your foil to be what shows in the end after it goes through. This machine puts heat and pressure as you're sending it through. And what actually happens is that toner on a foilable panel, is a kind of plastic. And so when it's heated, it melts, and then you use pressure to put the foil onto that melted plastic, basically, and then it sticks to it. So when it first comes out, it's a little hot to the touch, not scalding or anything, but a little hot. So you just let it cool off before you pull off that foil. If you pulled it off right away, you might take that toner with it because it would still be melty. So you just want to give it a second to kind of freeze back into place. Hi, everybody. Hi, Paula. Hello, Amrita. Hello, everybody. Sorry if I miss people. Hi, Mona. Hello, everyone. All right, so the peel and reveal, we like to call it. I'm going to peel it off, and look at that. So you have all these beautiful, shiny, fun little raindrops where all that toner was before. I think we're catching it good in the light, right? So you can really see that. Ah, so pretty. So now I do have this panel that I could use if I wanted to with a toner sheet and get the negative. So if I did that, anything where the raindrops are, like, for example, if I put it on a white toner sheet, I could end up with white raindrops poking through all that colored background. So you can save your negatives to do things like that. But let's just foil a few more colors of these raindrops, and then we'll go from there and figure out our cards. And Michelle, Pink and Main, has, ooh, I'm getting low on this. This is one of my favorite ones. You can tell it's purple, so I've used it a lot. And last time I used it, I cut it really crooked. I can tell it's getting kind of low on the roll when it gets kind of a little weird edge at the bottom. So I'm going to have to put a new one of these on my wish list. This one is called Lilac. I think people say, I always grew up saying lilac, and then when I hear people say they say lilac. So I don't know if I've always said it wrong my whole life. Yes, rain can look pretty. That is a funny thought, isn't it? All right, again, I'm just going to brush this off. And again, I'm making purple rain. Hey, wait, that is, I was going to say that's not normal, but then I just realized as I said it out loud that, this is a little tribute to Prince right now. So, gotta love the purple rain. All right, so I want to just make sure that all of my toner panel is covered with foil. It doesn't matter if you put it in like this or like that. You do want your seamed on your folder to go in first. And it does work better if you put the short side in first rather than the long side. It's just easy. It's like the whole surface area thing. Like it's easier to go in with the smaller side because then you're in the heat longer, I guess you could say. So Linda says it just like I do. Linda, are you the one that's from Michigan, or you're from like the Midwest area, right? I don't know. Judy's surprised to learn that I like purple. Who knew? Yes, it is a very known fact, isn't it? All right, I'm going to make a pink one, which I know again is weird. Actually, what color were my umbrellas? I did purple and blues. I didn't really do pink for an umbrella, but I could do pink rain to go with that rain boot. So I think I'll still do it. And so once it catches on your mink, you don't have to keep holding it. You can kind of let it go through. A lot of times I'll be cutting another foil while it's going through. This one's called Waterfall Pink, which is similar to that first one we did, which was the Waterfall Teal. And I'll just grab that out, let it cool off. I just cut it with my scissors. These Spellbinder scissors just slide right through the foil really easily, but any nice sharp scissors you like to use would be great. All right, another one. I'm going to just brush her off. Brush, brush, brush. I even like to have a couple, and I just didn't get it out, a couple different of the sleeves going at once. If I'm doing like a big foiling session, I'll have a couple of the sleeves so I can kind of be filling one while the other one's going through and then start it and not have any wasted time. I like to do a lot of mass producing of cards for our stores that carry Pink and Main so that they can display the cards in their stores. So when I'm doing a bunch, I just kind of keep it going in a little assembly line. Wendy says in Canada they say lilac like I do instead of lilac. I don't know. Either way you say it, I love the flower. It's beautiful. All right, so this is all cooled off. So let's do our peel and reveal of our, oops, I thought I had it upside down, of our beautiful light purple lilac colored rain. So pretty. All right, and we have our pink waterfall going through. Yeah, rotary cutter would be a great way to do it as well if you have one of those. That's a good tip, Judy. All right, for my last one, I'm going to just do one more. Should I do the satin aqua or the lagoon? See how this one has more of a satin finish where this is more of a metallic shiny finish? Those are two styles of foils that Michelle has at Pink and Main, and I love the satins. I think they're so pretty, but of course I love the bright shine of the other type as well. So do you guys have any preference on which one I do, or should I just do both and not worry about it? All right, I'm going to let that cool for another second. I'm going to just do both. I ask questions and then if anyone's let's see, Holly saying lilac. Holly, the way that you spelled it out is not the way I say it. Wendy voted for satin, so I'm going to do both. Anyway, I think I keep like losing my train of thought, but I ask for feedback and then I forget it takes a bit for you guys to see my, there's a delay. And so then I get impatient. Not really, but a little bit. Judy's always for the shiny. Yes. Let's go ahead and get both of these. Now, when you're doing foiling, you always want to cover up your, your toner anyway, because you wouldn't want to miss a spot on your foiling. But also you want to make sure it's covered, because if that toner is kind of hanging out of your carrier out, what am I trying to say? If it was like this and you send it through in your carrier, all that black when it melts is going to melt right onto your plastic carrier, and you don't want to make that mess. So you definitely always want to have it covered up. Hey, Brennan. Hello, hello. Oh, you're sick. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I was about to say, is there no school today? I'm sure you have senioritis as bad as my daughter does right now. Brennan's a senior in high school, and so is my daughter. Okay, I cut that one a little thin, but it still works. Let's do our peel and reveal of the pink. This is the waterfall pink. Oh, so pretty. Look at that. Da, da, da. But you can see how easy it is to, I'm just like making a little pile of raindrops here. How easy it is to do this and get all this foil goodness on your card. I'm going to pull out some other toner sheets in just a second here and show you that as soon as I get these two done. And I'm not going to use all this today, but it doesn't hurt to have them foiled and ready to go in my stash for next time I'm in the mood for some rain. Now, this one you can see has something on it. This is our shattered clear foil, and this foil is the one different foil than all the rest. It sticks to pretty much anything, and so this was just hanging over onto my folder, and it did that. It doesn't. This one doesn't hurt anything. If your folder, your transfer folder looks like that, it doesn't hurt a single thing. It actually kind of makes it pretty, right? But that's one unique foil that's different than all the rest. Any other foil isn't going to stick to your transfer folder like that. Okay. Did I already do that one? I did. So this one's, I just don't want to show you the raindrops upside down. We'll see how well I did removing dust. When it's a solid background like this, it can be a little trickier to make sure you get it all, but oh, I got it perfect. Look at that. So see that blue? There we go. Trying to get it the right way in the light, but it's so pretty. All right. And this is the satin version. Look at that. So pretty. Okay, so now I have these that are the negative of the raindrops. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a piece of toner and show you how that works. 1 second here. Sorry, this is not going to fit on camera, but I'm kind of looking through my bin here to see what I want to put this on. Could do that. That's kind of neat. So it's a aqua panel. Could just do white. I just want to make sure it's something it'll show up on. But you can see that there's all these different options for using toner. And you just kind of have to, decide what you think will go well with what you're doing. I would kind of like to do something fun like an ombre situation. This is one of my favorite packs, and I think Michelle discontinued it, which is sadness to me. I love this one. So pretty. Okay. Any thoughts on this? I might do this green. I think that might be kind of cool with the teal. Then Lee's saying rainbow. Maybe I should do like this one where it's more of a rainbow. Let me get these two out. You guys know me and my indecision. So since these are full panels, let's see if I even have any of that ombre, this one left. I don't know if I even do. We could do it bright. Wouldn't really go with my, no, not feeling those. The ombres are fun, aren't they? Make that. Oh, that's pretty. But do we like the teal with it is the question. I kind of audition it by putting it on top and see what I think. I think I'm going to go with my initial thought and do the greens just for funsies. And then this is a sheet size, so it's a full 8.5 by 5.5, where this is 4 by 5.25. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this down. And when I trim it in half, 4.25, it's going to be a little bit larger than this. So when I am using my final panel, I'm going to trim it down a little bit, if that makes sense. Because we're putting a 4 by 5.25 negative foilable on a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's just a little bit bigger. I don't know if that makes any sense. Oh my goodness, Tracy from Papercraft Clubhouse is here. How exciting. She's a store owner up in Connecticut. I'm showing foiling today, Tracy. And now we're doing the toner foiling with the negative part of our foil. Yes, so Pink and Main has a whole array of different designs of those toner panels, different colors, brights, pastels. Of course, the white and the black are the classic ones and very useful a lot of the time. There's a silver, so just all kinds of different colors. There's some that are panel size, and then there's some that are sheets. So there's both sizes. I think we might be moving more towards just doing sheets, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, I'm gonna turn off my Mink and let that cool off a little. Put my folder somewhere where I don't lose it. And so again, here are the panels we've done so far. All the pretty shimmer and shine of my raindrops. All right, this is cooled off. Let's go ahead and pull that off. And there we go. So we have that cool color in the background and then the raindrops that are teal on top of it. And you can see what I meant about the panel of toner was a little bit bigger than my negative of my foil. And so I'll just trim that down when I go to use it. Hi, Mari. Hello, friend. How are you doing today? Okay, so now that we've gotten all that done, any questions about foiling since I went through that? It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward, but it's a lot of fun. And so if you haven't tried it before, I hope you will because I love it. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my purple raindrops, my homage to Prince, with this cute little umbrella. And again, if you weren't here at the beginning, these are images from the Showering You stamp set, which I think is super fun. It's just adorable and really fun to color. And I colored the images with my my Olo markers. I love both, but I did Olo markers on these. And I'm pairing them with these foiled panels with the raindrops. So let's see here. You know, I might change that up. I might put that on there. So it's not so much purple on purple. Do blue raindrops with that little bit of blue on that umbrella, and maybe pink raindrops with these little bit of pink flowers on that one. And then we have boots that I can't pick up. Maybe I'll do that one with that. And then we'll fill in some of these cute little butterflies and flowers and these little bees that I just think are the cutest things on the planet. And who doesn't need little pink cheeks and white dots on the cheeks on bees, right? Am I right? Am I right? Yes, I'm right. Yes, thank you, Mari. Yeah, the Pink and Main foiling products are so fun. The foil around the edge makes a nice frame. Yeah, it does. I didn't do it like 100% even. So if you really wanted to do that, you could be a little bit more careful with how you place it. But it is a little tough to see exactly where you're putting it when you do that because it's just not see-through, so it's hard to tell. Let's see. Do I want to use the matte or yeah. Okay, and then these I'll save for another time. Actually, I do have that. Maybe I'll do that. Now I just need to figure out what I'm doing for a card design, which I wish I would have known beforehand because that's my hardest part here. I think I might just do some like strips of foil or circle of foil. Let's just focus on one because this is probably going to overwhelm me trying to figure them all out in unison. So let's work on, I'll do the pink raindrops for Lee because I know she's my pink girl and she's here, and then I'll do the rest. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, like, you can use that whole thing and that can be your entire background, right? Or you can just use parts of the foil. If you don't want to have so much in your face foil, which, I have no problem with, but I like to sometimes just take a little bit of the foil and use it as kind of an accent on the card. For example, go ahead and trim this down. I might want to take it and make a little border on the edge of my card. Like maybe I'll cut off 2 inches. And then perhaps I like to use scallops. I love scallops. So let me search real quick. Hold on a second. Sorry, I'm turning my back, so you might hear a little bit difference in sound. Why can't I find what I'm looking for here? This could be fun too. These could be fun. Scallops. I'm just getting out stuff. I have my dies here on magnet sheets, and I'm kind of rethinking, and I wish I wouldn't have cut that so quickly, but I think it'll be okay. I think what I will do on that one is, I think some of my dies might be in a different little bin is my problem here. Ooh, could do this as well. Maybe with the rain, we'll do a little wavy border. That could be fun too. Okay, guys. All right, so let's see here. For a card base color, maybe we'll do the tealy color. So let me see what I have. I think maybe this. Okay. So let's talk about something while I'm figuring all this out here. What happened this weekend with you guys? I had something exciting happen last night. My daughter, who is a senior, like I mentioned, we finally got her senior pictures done, and I think they're going to be absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait to see. The photographer sent them over right before I was going live, so I haven't really had a chance to look through them yet, but I'm super excited about that. Yes, I'm hanging on to the spring theme for just as long as I can here, Shannon, because once it gets to be summer in Georgia, it is scorching hot. All right, let's do a little wavy border. I think that'll be fun. So I'm going to do this. See this little fun border? I'm going to run that through my die cut machine. My die cut machine is off to the side, and I don't have a die cut cam, so you're just going to have to trust me on it. I'm just going to put this on here and run it through. Just watch storms. Mona, did you have bad storms in your area? We actually had a really beautiful day yesterday here in where I am. Oops, sorry for the cat hair. Down in southern Georgia, it's actually some really terrible fires are going. All right, and then what I want to do is I want to take a white panel. Let me see. I know I have a stack of them here somewhere. I want to make a little white border on the edge of that with my scallop. I think that'll be cute. So I want to make sure that I'm getting the right one, which I think it would be that one. I think that should be fine. I might have to trim it a little. Wait, I should go like this. Go up where you can see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get this little border to be in the same general area as what I just cut so that it'll go together. We had some rain here on Saturday, but nothing terrible, thankfully. And it just got rid of some of the pollen that was in the air. Betty, yes, I did mention at the beginning, and I will mention it again. So we're doing another foiling event class in July. It went live today for everybody. And what we're going to do, see, look at how cute that is. Love it. Let me go ahead and put up the slide again. Sorry for you guys that it's a repeat, but I'm excited about it. And so I just want to make sure everyone knows about it. I have to get my mouse out to put it up. So this is our Foiling in Paradise event, and it's going to be a one-day event, 2 sessions. Michelle's going to teach in the morning and I'll teach in the afternoon. It comes with a kit of products that has foilables and foils and foiling gel so that we can use a stencil. I think it comes with a stencil. We're going to do our splatter. I'm going to go over both the basics of foiling and then some of those advanced things like using the gels and stuff. And so even if you have foiled before, I think you'll have fun just making foiled cards with us together. So if you want to consider it, I think it will be a lot of fun, and it'll ship closer to the event. So if you do decide that you want to pick it up, make sure you order it all by itself, because if you put goodies in there, you're not going to get them right away. And I don't want you to have to wait on your goodies because it's not going to ship yet. So that's the deal for our event. It is $75. The kit alone is $90 worth of stuff. And then you get also, what is it, 4 hours of me and Michelle along for that price. So I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I hope you'll join us. All right, I see that Beverly's in Brunswick. Yes, definitely sending you prayers. How close are you to the fires, Beverly? Are you having the bad air quality? Are you actually in danger at your house? I hope you're okay, because it just looks absolutely awful, and I'm sorry you're going through that. All right, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to maybe do like a little... Do I want to do a circle, or should I just put that straight on there? It's kind of cute, right? I think I'm going to trim things down a little. I always like to add stitching to my cards. Let's see here. Sorry, you have to sit through me digging through my through my dies looking for stuff. And when I'm done with this, I'll put on the description of this video all the things I used. My link ninja's not here today. It's nice when she helps me, but she is under no obligation to do so. But she is Brienne. She's having some dental work today and having kind of a rough day of it. So let's all hope for her too. Lisa, if you can't watch live, is there a replay? Yes, absolutely. So if you can't be there with us on that Saturday for the foiling event, you absolutely can watch it at any time at your leisure. There'll be the same links that we send out for the live classes. It'll be the replays as well. And you can rewatch it a million times if you want to. You'll just have it there on a playlist on YouTube, and you can just use it. You can watch it over and over again. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I just use my little stitched rectangle to make a fun little rectangle of stitching on there. And then that, and then that. And then do we want any of the other little cute things? Where did I put my... I could put some bees buzzing around. I could get out an embossing folder, because some people know I'm a little embossing folder crazy. I just love them. That's pretty cute. And then I have some greetings. Where did they go? Showering you with love, or sending cheer, or I miss you, or maybe I'll stamp it right on there. This is already on a piece of paper that I could cut out. About 20 miles, everything depends on the wind, Beverly. Oh, goodness. Well, I will definitely keep you in my thoughts. I hope that those fires are able to stop soon. I think I'm going to get an embossing folder, because I'm just obsessed with them. I feel like we need one other pink thing on this too, because we have pink, and then maybe, I don't know, do we need some gems or something that are pink on here? Maybe. And then, or I could put a little glitter in the centers of the flowers. I think this is like too white. This paper that Michelle used is like super white, and I'm not sure that I love it with this white, which is kind of, being crazy, but those are the details that I think really put your cards together, is when you think about all those little details. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab an embossing folder. One moment. If it makes it too busy, we'll just go back. I'm thinking maybe the flowers to go with kind of the flowers that are in the thing, or maybe Swiss dots would be more subtle. Maybe we'll do Swiss dots. The bees are indeed the cutest. I just love them. Okay, this is deciding for me that I need to make a greeting to attach to it and not just put the greeting on the blue panel because I'm embossing it and now I can't stamp on it. All right, let me make sure that's straight-ish. So I'm putting it through in my Anna Griffin Impress, and the sandwich that I use in my Impress is the plate, the metal shim, and then the other plate. And this is just a standard embossing folder, not a 3D. Are you, Sir Lynn, am I saying your name right? I've always wondered that because you're always, you're in lives a lot and I don't want to say it wrong. But are you saying that you never know what to do with the full panel of foiling or something else? Just curious what you were referring to. Look how cute. See, I think the dots just, I don't know, add another layer of cuteness to this. I am kind of obsessed with embossing folders. Okay, so the greetings, let me find the stamp set again. Keep losing things in my little pile here. There's sending cheer. I might do sending cheer. I'm not sure I'm going to shower anybody with love anytime soon. But I could do miss you. Just a cute little message. If you remember last Friday, or Monday, I mean, I decided that I would just do it with a block and I failed miserably. And yet I'm still thinking about doing a block again. I don't know why I'm like this. That's just crazy. No, I'm going to get my Misty. There is a grip mat in there. Let me grab a piece of cardstock here. Could use the other end of what I had just cut. Sending cheer. And I think I'll cut that out with a little banner die when I get it done. It doesn't need to be straight. I don't know why I'm monkeying with that because we're just going to cut it out. Sir Lynn. Sir Lynn. Okay. I need to remember that, Sir Lynn. That's what it looks like. So it shouldn't be hard to remember that. I might do some silver embossing. What do you think? I love embossing and I love our silver powder, so I think I will. I'm taking my anti-static tool here. I'm just putting on a little of that powder. Sometimes when I get like a ton of it, I just kind of blow it off because I don't want a ton of powder. I just want some on there. I'm going to get out my embossing ink. And my silver lining embossing powder. And then I just use a piece of scrap paper to catch it when I'm doing it. So let me find that real quick. Okay. So I'm going to stamp this with my embossing ink. Let me try to get on camera better for you guys. Move my stack of dies. I really need another table over here. I use my chair as like a little catch-all table when I'm doing this. It's kind of silly. Okay, embossing powder. I have a little tool that I like to use to rub that down. I did it twice just for good measure. I'm going to take this out, put it on my scrap paper, get out my embossing powder, sprinkle some on. That looks pretty good. Here's something. I got ink under my fingernail and it's looking kind of ugly. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to scoot this out of the way so I can show you on camera. I'm going to let my heat tool heat up just for a little bit. And then I go to the reading. There we go. I want to make sure you can see how pretty, I don't know, it's just a really pretty silver for this silver lining powder. I just love it. Hi, Gwen. Sir Lynn's talking about mashed up names for Filipinos. Love it. Okay. Hi, Shari. Shari's the bestest. She was giving me some YouTube advice earlier because she knows lots of things and I know very little. So she's a wonderful human for many reasons, but that's today's reason. Okay, so I'm going to get my little, I don't know if it'll fit in the little ones or if I need the bigger, probably the bigger. Yeah, it's pretty tight. Too tight. So I'm going to get my next size up of banners. I have 2 sets here. That's why there's like 2 of each one. And this one somehow is bent. I don't know what I did with that. It's kind of sticking out weird. Okay. I use these all the time, like all the time, because I love them. I think that's a good size for that. They're just such an easy, just an easy thing to put a greeting in to give it a little finish and just simple. And they come in 3 different sizes. So pretty much any greeting will fit in one. There's our sending cheer. Okay, back to the card here. So I think I will just kind of put that right with the umbrella. Maybe overlap it that way. Then we'll put our little bees buzzing around. Not sure where I want them. I don't know, does this need anything else, you guys? Should I put this down here? Some little details I can talk about on the coloring before I put this all together. Since I didn't color it with you, it is with my Olos. One thing I like to do is go with my white gel pen afterwards, or I actually use a Posca pen. I had pasta on the brain all weekend. I was doing some stitching dye stuff. But anyway, and I add a little bit in my flowers as well. You can see there. And then I already talked about the little cheeks on the bees need to have pink, and I like to put a little white dot when it's a teeny tiny cheek like that. I just put a white dot. I also put a little white line along the back of the bee. I don't know that I do it in the right place, as far as where the light should be hitting it and all that kind of stuff. I don't overthink it. I just kind of put it where I feel like putting it. And again, I'm putting this on a card panel. If you wanted to actually send this to somebody, I would also be putting it onto a actual card base. Putting some liquid glue on here. This is my easy squeeze glue that I've put in one of our little fine tip bottles to make it. I like to have a fine tip for a lot of the things that I glue. The easy squeeze also has a refill bottle, so it's kind of cool. If you haven't seen it, I could grab the actual bottle to show you what it looks like. Let me put something heavy on that real quick. Let it dry a little. Okay, I'm not gonna because I don't have one handy and I don't want to waste your time looking for one. I could pop that up, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to put it on straight. And this foiling paper, foilable paper is a little touch thinner, and I'm just going to put that on with some tape runner because I don't want it to look have any warping from the liquid glue. And since it will stick easily to that white cardstock, I'm not going to worry about it. Sometimes when you're putting something onto something like embossed background, it can help to have the liquid glue because it can really just like get in there and attach really well. But when I'm doing flat paper to flat paper, I like the tape runner for that. Okay, I will pop up my little umbrella though. My gigantic Pink and Main foam tape roll is getting down to the end, but never fear, I have a new one to start soon. I go through this stuff like mad. I love to make lots and lots of popped up parts on my cards. That was really close to the edge. I'm going to trim it down a little. It's like a little, just a touch too close. Polly, I agree about the embossing folder. I just love them. I love to have that texture on the background, and there's so many fun designs at Pink and Main, so I love to use them. Let me see if I can put just a tiniest piece on this. Yes, okay. Now, since this is going on that embossed background, I am going to add liquid glue to the back of this. I like to do that anyway, just to give it a little wiggle room as I'm putting it down. Try to get the backing off of this one. When it's a tiny piece, it can be a little challenging for my big fingers. I should be using my pokey tool or something to get a hold of that. Oh my goodness, it does not want to budge. It's not hard to peel off. It's just getting a hold of it is my problem. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to put some glue. Yeah. For a second there, I couldn't remember if I took the release paper off of that one, but I did. Okay. Nope, upside down umbrella. Put it like right there. And then I still haven't figured out where I want this. I think right there. I want to cover up the end of that. No, I'm going to do it separate. Do you guys think that looks okay separate? I feel like it needs to be separate. It is satisfying, but then it's also like, oh, I'm out of tape. It like gets to be emergency status when it gets that small. It's like I need more. But never fear, I have more. I don't know if this is too cattywampus. Do you ever use that term? I don't know. I feel like it should be overhanging, but I'm also not loving it overhanging, so we're gonna do it separate and be okay with it. I think I will move one of the bees over here. What else do we have here? Maybe we need 3 bees. Maybe that's part of my problem. Or a butterfly. Do we need 1 bee right on there? Yes, that's what we need. Okay. And then I want to pop up those teeny tiny bees as well. So I'm going to cut some small pieces of this. Oh, on top of the sentiment strip. That's a good idea, Amrita. I did think about a 3rd bee before you said it, but then yeah, that's an idea to tie it in. Let's see that. I even want it to be the other bee. Maybe like that. And then does she need anything else? I have a lot going on this card now. Do we need any bling or anything like that? I don't know. Sorry, I get tired. I get tired. No, I get quiet when I'm focusing on these little bees. No, didn't like it there. I feel like I need a little foam under that umbrella end too. It's kind of sitting funny. Wonder if I can manage that. It's so tiny. I don't know if it's possible. Let's see. Cut a teeny piece of foam tape. Oh, stuck to my thumb. Jeepers. There we go. Then we'll put this guy down here. A little bit. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on the flat part of this as well, because it's kind of overlapping onto the greeting. There we go. What do we think? We have a little shine from our rain, our foiled rain, and then all the little bees and umbrellas and details. Not 100% sure I like the placing of everything, but that's where my brain went today. So I think it's okay. What do we think? Do we want to do one more? We're already going on an hour. I don't know if I want to keep you guys, but I have all those other supplies to make another one. If you wanted to stick around a little longer, we can pull another one together. Maybe the rain boot. I do have a thought on this one. I thought I would use one of those banner dies. Like this. Keep going. Okay. Yes, make another one. Gwen said, "Très cute." Okay, let's go ahead and die cut this out. And this is an opportunity if I had a place, I don't really on this one, but if I had a place where I had a little dot of, dust that didn't foil correctly, I would strategically place my die to cut it out so that I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? But it's not really an issue on this one. Okay. I could put that right directly on there, or I could even put it off to the side a little, like maybe cut out a circle to put it on or something. But I thought that was kind of cute. Then what color should this be? Should I get purple to go with the boot? Put that over there. Put it right in the middle. I think I'll go ahead and cut this purple out with my nested squares, because we already established the fact that I love them. Oops. Glad you liked the first card. Now this one, since we have established the fact that I love embossing folders, we could do embossing folder again on it. feel like it needs a little something to set that off. I might get some vellum out. I also always love a good scallop. As you can tell, I use scalloped edge on that one. So I might, let's see if we want to do a scalloped border. Oops, I'm just dropping all my dies, goodness. Around the outside of that. I think I might do that. And then maybe the flower embossing folder that I didn't do on the first one, I might use on this one. Can you guys hear me when I'm off to the side a little and still talking with my embossing or my die cutting machine going? I have a microphone that I really need to start wearing. I'm technology adverse sometimes, and it overwhelms me a little to have to figure things out. All right, there's a teeny tiny little border that looks cute. And then I might use that same color that we used on the first card if I can find. I think I should have a leftover panel, right? Well, I don't know what I did with it, but I have the half, so I'll just cut this. Put that there. Put that there. Coming together cute. Let's add the embossing folder, and if we decide it's too much, then I can just get another purple panel. This was the other embossing folder I pulled out with the flowers, which kind of go with the flowers that are on the image. And a lot of it's going to be covered up anyway by the banner and everything. Okay, so again, I like to put it through my Anna Griffin Empress with the metal shim and then the two plates. I do try to put it a little bit at an angle, just like I do with big dies, you know, because I don't like to have that speed bump thing happen. I also always put it in with the seam of the embossing folder in first. I think that just helps it. You can hear me fine. Okay. Just not as loud. Okay. So there's that. I almost didn't even need to do the stitched rectangle once I put it through that embossing folder because it kind of gets lost. Yeah, you can still see it, but it's kind of lost in there. I do like to do the embossing after die cutting. If you emboss something and then you die cut it, it can smush down your wonderful embossing folder. You know what I mean? So I do like to do it first. Do we want to put a big vellum circle? It would kind of overhang everything. I don't know if that would look good or not. We could try it and see what we think. Maybe on this one we need some gems or something. Don't know. I have like one little, I don't think I'd want to have the same purple for a butterfly. I could add this butterfly. That could be a nice little pop of color. I don't think any of those don't really make sense on this one. I have the little dragonfly, but he might get a little lost in that blue foiling. What do you guys think? Dragonfly or butterfly on that one? Let me grab vellum and I'll just try and we can see what we think about that. Do I have any right here? No. I think I grabbed just a little bit thinner vellum than the one that Pink and Main has, so that might be a little better in this situation. Have my big thing of circles here. I'm just kind of seeing which one I think would be the right size for this boot image. I'm going to try this one. That's a little it fits. Because I don't want it overpowering the whole thing. So we'll see. We'll see what we think. Bye, Judy. Take care of that doggy. Oops. Okay. So in case you're wondering, it usually takes me way longer than this to figure out my final card design. So having to do it live and figure it out quickly on the spot is not my super comfort zone, but it is fun nonetheless. You guys didn't tell me about butterfly versus dragonfly. See, I like that because it's just a little bit of something. I might want the bigger circle. That might be just like a little too close that it doesn't. Let me see. Do I have enough room on here? I might have to grab another piece. Yeah. Please hold. I want to test something and you guys can tell me what you think. Oh, that's heavy. I'm going to cut out one more circle of vellum and we'll see the difference here and see what we think. And I wish I would have done 2 greetings when I was doing the other greeting. I could have had them both done. Oh well. I feel like my impress is making more of a noise than it used to, like a little different kind of motor noise. Sure hope it's not like coming close to the end of life because I love that thing. I think I love that a little bit more. What do you guys think? Just so it looks a little more intentional, like it's not just tiny bit hanging over. And then I think the blue kind of sits apart from the this blue, and so I think you could use both of them there. I think maybe a cute little bow from twine. Sorry if I just hit my camera. Might be cute right at the bottom of that. Okay, let's put this together so we can actually see it a little easier here. Just gonna go ahead and use my tape runner. Just try to center that. Something I'm not great at, but do what I can. I'm going to pop up this layer. I love to add dimension, like I mentioned. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Lee said yes. I'm not sure. Was that about the dragonfly? I'm not sure what that yes was for. This just barely peeks out, so it needs to be centered the best I can there. And then I'll put this one on flat. I almost lost my dragonfly. That would have been a tragedy. Little dragonfly with a face and pink cheeks. I'm gonna go ahead and put some liquid glue as well, just because it has all that embossing. I want to make sure that it's sitting on there really well. Just lining it up at the top. So I have stitching and stitching. Another part of the reason I did the rectangle stitching is just because this is all stitched. I wanted it to kind of go together. I don't know that that's super centered, but I don't know. Good enough. Set that on there. Ooh, sorry. Set that on there for a second. I'm going to pop up my boot on top of my vellum. And then once I have that on there and the little dragonfly, then I'll know where I can put my adhesive to stick the vellum to the background. You want to kind of hide your adhesive when you're doing vellum. 5.5, crooked. A little bit of an over adhesive on that one. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little bit, pop him up as well. I think I just heard my daughter get home. I need to see how she did today. She had a fairly important test she had to take. Not good for a girl with senioritis. Okay, so now I can see where my boot is, and that's where I'm going to put my adhesive so that it is hidden behind the boot. Sometimes I'll even like sneak a little bit right at the very edge so it doesn't curl. And usually you don't see it. All right. Cute. Now for this one, I think I'll do the silver embossing again real quick. And I'll do the Miss You this time. My greeting from before is still on here. But I will put this down in the other end. My stamp set, once again, I have misplaced. Where is it? Did you guys see me put it somewhere? Here it is. Okay. It's in my stack of dies behind me. So I'll do I Miss You. Sure, on camera. I'm going to take this back out for a second because I don't like to put my anti-static on in here because I have my sticky mat in there. And I don't want to get that powder on my sticky mat and make it not so sticky. So I just do it outside of it. Hi, Roberta. Nice to see you. I'm almost done here, but I'm glad you're able to pop in. All right, so I have my message here. I have my embossing ink. Just like before, I'm going to do it twice. Oops. Okay. Pull that out, put that aside. Still have my scrap paper from earlier. It's pretty good. I get out my heat tool. All right, so again, I use that pretty silver lining embossing powder, one of my favorites. reclaim my powder. And I probably want a slightly smaller, see, this is curling. Try to get that to stay. I'm going to put another little dot of glue there. Oops, that might have been too big. Then I'm going to set this on here for a second to try to hold that down while I cut this out. Again, here are my banner dies. I'm going to find one that's a good size for this guy. Which is that one. And if you weren't here earlier, I have 2 sets here, so that's why it looks like there's 2 of each, because there are. I have to do a lot of mass producing, so it really helps me out to have 2 sets of that die set. Okay. Oops. I'm going to just run this through real quick. Bye, Gail. Thanks for coming by. Oh, Roberta signed up for some events. Yay. And yes, sorry if I forgot to say Eastern time when I said what time I was live, but I'm going to try to do 1 p.m. Eastern every week when I'm in town. All right, there's I Miss You. We are almost done here. While I'm figuring this out, do you guys think this card needs a couple little gems on it? See, that one. Greetings. They get me every time. I never know where I want to put them. I think because I put him there, now I don't love. I could just put it right there next to him. That's kind of cute. But do I want it flat or popped up? Or I could put it up there. Trying all the places. I could put it right down there and then put a little bow at the base of that. What do you guys think? I'm going to go get my twine. So if you have an opinion, I'm sure everyone will tell me something different, but think about where I should put that little greeting, because that's my hardest part always. Let's see here. Got my bin of twine. I could do pink to tie in the pink with the flowers. Yeah, okay, I like that. And the way I add a bow to something like this is I actually tie it separately. I'll decide if I want the bow, but I'm going to show you. I just make loop loop and then put it together, tie the loops together. And I do it when it's still right on the roll so that I waste as little as possible, which is silly because this twine is probably going to last me my lifetime. It's so much twine. But still, you don't want to waste it, right? Then I get it the size I like, tie it tight, pull down the legs of it. That is kind of cute there, isn't it? Bottom of the raindrop banner, just above that point, like right here. Then do we want this? I could put it right on there. That's kind of cute too, right on the boot. What about on the boots? See, I just think the boots are so cute, I don't want to cover them up. Maybe I'll put it there. And then let's look at gems. Maybe we need another blue to tie in with all the blues, or purple. Could add some of those dots. There's clear dots, or white actually. Or I could do some, those are pinks, hold on. Pink, pink. Purple gems. Blue gems. Okay, lots of different things being said in there. Don't cover the boot, put bow below the sentiment. I like it on the banner. Okay, it's like there, kind of like that right there. Or I could put the bow on the message. This is the hard part, figuring out the final card. I like the bow up there. I'm gonna put the bow up there, and then maybe a couple gems to kind of offset that little dragonfly. Should they be the blue? Maybe so. Roberta doesn't think it needs gems. I know there's a lot going on here. I'm not sure it ever needs gems, but I just like gems. So there we go. So there we go. I'm committing. I'm going to put this right here. Da, da, da. I miss you. Somewhat centered. And then I'm going to put this on the way I like to put these on. I'll do that last actually because I need to put something heavy on it and I can say goodbye while I let that dry a little. Put one there. Then one kind of up here. And then maybe one more down over here. And then we'll put this, and I have a lot going on this card, and it's all fun. Dragon Seahorse, I like your name. Okay, I'm going to put a little dot of glue. I might make this just a tiny bit smaller so it doesn't overlap my little dragonfly, because he's so cute. Just gonna cut off those ends. Oh, shoot. Kind of mooshed them. There we go. And then I'm just going to put a dot of glue on here. And then I just glue it on like that. Don't need to actually tie it on anywhere. I'm going to put this on for just a second and let that hopefully set up. Put my gems away. And so there, we made 2 cards in an hour and 20 minutes. Not too bad. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the foiling. So this was the first card we made if you didn't get here until later. So we did a bunch of foiling at the beginning of Raindrops, and then we picked some images from this Showering You stamp set that I'd actually already colored with my Olos. And then created our cards. I used embossing folders because I love them. I love this little wavy border die. I will put the names of all the things I used in the description of this video after, because I didn't know ahead of time. I kind of picked things as we went. So I will update the description with the things I used in case you're curious. You can come back. And then this is the second card that we made. Again, lots going on this one, but I think it's cute. We did the foiling on this as well. Cut that out with a banner die. Did some flowers with the embossing folder, some scalloped rectangle in the background, some vellum, twine and gems, all the things, huh? And then I still have more to make more cards that I might keep going for a little bit here, although I have a million other things I need to do too. But let me pull them back out so we can take a peek. I have my purple rain, my Prince background, and then the waterfall teal. And so I have more colored images that I might make into cards as well. Make a little 4-pack of cards. I don't know. Let me find this. Okay, go back to my face for a minute. Right, there I am. All right, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I had fun and I hope you did too. Again, I'm just going to mention again, we have our foiling event coming up in July. Me and Michelle and I, we're going to be teaching and would love for you to join us. It's a 1-day thing, 2-hour classes. It's going to have a huge kit full of foiling goodies. You do need to have a Mink machine or something similar to fully participate with us, but we're going to have fun putting some cards together. So we would love it if you would join us, especially if you are kind of new to foiling and you want to learn, or you're ready to take the plunge and get yourself a Mink and start with the foiling, because we have so many fun foils at Pink and Main. Again, up here is how I store my foils in their rolls. And I put a little square on the back of each one so that you can tell what color it is. So okay, so that's it. So I should be able to be live again on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm out of town this weekend, but I get back on Sunday night, so it should be fine. I don't know what I'll be making yet. If you guys have requests, you can always put them in the comments. The main comment area on YouTube is a little handier for me than in the chat because I can refer back to that easier and see things if you have any thoughts on that. So yeah, so thank you for joining, and I will see you again next week. All right, take care, everybody. Have a great week.